In Circumfession, you say that you rightly pass for an atheist. Je passe à juste titre. Instead of just saying that you are an atheist. Now, why don't you just say, I am an atheist, instead of I rightly pass? Is it because you have some doubts about the distinction between atheism and belief in God, or some doubts about whether you are an atheist? I mean, suppose someone interpreted that to mean, I am to all appearances an atheist, but appearances can be deceiving. So don't be too sure, perhaps I am not.
I am not simply the one who says I. And on the other hand, I think that we may have some doubts about the distinction between atheism and belief in God. If the belief in God is not a culture of atheism, if it doesn't go through a number of atheistic steps, that is, not only the critique of idolatry, of all sorts of images in prayer, especially in prayer, but against the critique of ontotheology, the reappropriation of God in metaphysics, which, as Heidegger says, doesn't know anything like prayer or sacrifice, the ontotheology. So if one doesn't go as far as possible in the direction of atheism, one doesn't believe in God. So the true believers know that they run the risk, they have to run the risk of being radical atheist. Even Levinas says somewhere that is in a certain way an atheist, because he doesn't understand God, he doesn't interpret God as an existing being. God is not an absolute being. So if you go through what we know under the name of negative theology, apophatic, philosophical criticism, and so on, and deconstruction, if we don't go as far as possible in the direction of this atheism, the belief in God is naive and totally inauthentic. Now, in order to be authentic, this is a word that I almost never use, but in order to be authentic, the belief in God must be exposed to the absolute doubt. And I know that the great mystics are experiencing this. They are experiencing the death of God, or the disappearance of God, or the non-existence of God, or God as being called as non-existent. I pray to someone who does not exist in the strict metaphysical meaning of existence, that is, to be present as an essence or a substance, ousia, and so on and so forth. When one thinks of epikeinates ousias according to Plato's and then even Heidegger's terms, being beyond being, the good, in Plato's terms, being beyond being, epikeinates ousias. If I believe in what is beyond being, then I believe as an atheist in a certain way. Believing implies some atheism, however paradoxical it may sound. And I'm sure that the true believers know this better than others, that they experience atheism all the time. And this is part of their belief. So in this epoche, in this suspension of belief, suspension of the position of the existence of God, it's in this epoche that faith appears. Is the only possibilities is faith, in this époque. So, when I say, je passe à juste titre, I rightly pass for an atheist, I know that because of everything I've done so far in terms of, let's say, deconstruction and so on and so forth, I've given a number of signs of my being a non-believer in God in a certain way, an atheist. And nevertheless, although I confirm that it is right to say that I'm an atheist, I can't say myself, I am an atheist, as a position. Say, I know what I am this and nothing else. And I'm identical with myself as an atheist. I would never say, this would sound obscene, to say, I am. I wouldn't say I am an atheist, I wouldn't say I am a believer either. This statement, which I find absolutely ridiculous. Say, I know that I am a believer. Who knows that? Who can affirm and confirm this? I am a believer. And who can say I'm an atheist? I just write such sentences. That's the only thing I can say.